What up, guys? It took a while and a little bit of conversion, but I finally finished Moran's treasure, so it's time to check her out. Now, she is looking pretty good. She already got rated on Pridwin, so I mean, I'm a bit spoiled on how that's gonna go. But let's see. I built her up very, very nicely. I built her max. I mean, I'm probably gonna be using her a lot. I didn't upgrade the gear all the way though. I'll probably do that later. The cube, I would say, doesn't really matter. She won't be doing that much damage, so just putting one on to like stat pad and give her a bit more damage is the move. I mean, you can just go like your normal here. I guess cube for her gonna matter more for PvP, but whatever. The main thing for her though, let me quickly show you guys what changed in her treasure just as a reminder. I think this is where I can see this the best. Here we go. So this is her skill 1. The thing that changed here was this cooldown right here when this rapture appears. I imagine this can proc multiple times, so every time she bursts, it will now be a 20-second cooldown rather than her regular 40-second cooldown, which was how she was before the treasure, and it was a bit grief. But other than that, I don't think this changed at all. Yeah, it doesn't look like this changed at all. The only thing that got added with her skill 2 is CDR for all the allies. So this is just your normal CDR for burst ones, like what Siren has. Pretty nasty. I can't believe they actually added this for her treasure. I didn't think they would do that for a burst one. Very, very surprising. And then finally, let's see. Nothing changed with her switch weapon thingy. They just tacked on this attack support when she bursts. Yeah, that's it. They didn't really change too much for her treasure, but I mean, just changing her cooldown for the burst itself and also giving CDR is very, very broken, as you guys could imagine. But anyways, I'm going to be mainly comparing her against Siren because Pridwin says he's triple S for everything. Now, I don't really care too much about the PvP, so I'm not going to really take that into account yet. Maybe after the 0.5 anniversary, I'll actually get some PvP teams in order and stop being a moron, but we'll do that later. We'll do this first and then this first. I'm going to be basically running the same teams. Basically, if this was Siren, I'm just going to be putting her instead. That's how I'm going to run this. I'll do one without type advantage first. Doesn't really matter though. She's not going to be doing too much damage, but whatever, we'll do it regardless. Now, the main thing that's interesting though, which was what I was thinking of all day really. Actually, let me see how she works. Okay, so she's a regular assault rifle. Let's see, when she bursts, it says she changes weapons, so looks like she changed to like a machine gun, I guess? I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but anyways, the interesting thing that I was thinking about like all day was, oh yeah, right there, we saw that the cooldown is no longer 40 seconds because, I mean, technically it's because a rapture showed up, but I think it doesn't really matter. As long as there's one like on the screen, it'll probably count. So like even if you're in a boss, it'll count as a rapture being on the screen, and you'll get the 20-second minus for the bursts. Now, fuck, what was I saying? Funny enough, they're comparing it to Siren, but I was looking at her like stats and all that stuff, and even though she does have CDR and they're putting her up against her, I think they serve different purposes anyways. I think Moran as a burst one is more defensive oriented. I mean, she has so much healing. She has a taunt. She has some damage reduction in there. And I mean, her support is not too bad either. But there is one distinction. I'll probably go over that a little bit after this, actually. Okay, she did, this team's doing a decent amount of damage. But I do think they serve a bit more differences because this Moran feels a bit more tanky and less damagey for the team, if that makes sense. She kind of brings less damage to the table, but I mean, we'll see. Actually, it's looking like the same. I did a run for this a little bit earlier by myself. Let's see. I'll put the stats on the screen. I actually screenshotted it. I prepared a little bit for once. I know, crazy. I mean, she did a decent amount of damage. Okay, I didn't think she would do this much damage. She did have type advantage, but Siren's team did bump out a little more damage. This was the same setup against this type of boss as well. Interesting. Okay, I don't know. It is going to be personal preference at the end of the day, I think, but so the main thing with her attack buffs is, so this looks like a big number, right? Oh my god, 42% of the caster's attack, and it affects all allies. So this buff that she will give to allies is based off of Moran's attack. So the reason they did it this high is because, I mean, Moran is a defender, and so defenders' attack stats aren't the highest at all. Let's see, what can I compare this to? Let's see, can I open up my box here? Yes, here we go. She's around Lapis right here in my box. And I mean, Lapis is an attacker. You can see her attack stat is way higher. So that is going to do some things rather than Siren's. I believe it's just a, like, flat buff. Yeah, 17% of... Oh, no, this is... Oh, self. Never mind. Right here. Attack damage 10%. This is... She gives it to herself, so it doesn't really matter anyways. And then she also gives this another percentage not based off of Siren's attack buff. I mean, even if it was based off of Siren's, she is a supporter, so I believe her attack stat would be a bit more than defenders, but anyways, let me quickly go back into this. She's gonna have type advantage for this, actually. I wonder if she'll do a bit more damage. Granted, the team will do less damage as a whole, though, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's gonna be a bit personal preference, because she is gonna be way tankier, and I think really valuable for like pushing hard mode where maybe you're like deficient on a lot of power, and that damage reduction she gives and a lot of the healing that she gives is going to be very valuable. The only problem is that I foresee, at least, is so once you start getting like very under the stage's power, like I don't know, we're talking a lot of deficient, she might run into the Tia problem because she has a taunt where she might just get like JFK'd and insta-killed. So, I mean, that is something to note. And also, I feel like this is probably not the move to run her with like Crown, because, I mean, Crown's also going to taunt. So, I feel like if you're going to run a kind of shield or healed burst one like Moran here, you'd want to swap out the burst 2 to be like mainly damage, maybe like Grave or something. Would probably be a good shoe-in right here with Moran instead of Crown, because, I mean, Crown's going to be fighting her with the taunt, which, by the way, there's another secret tech with Crown here with taunt units. So, for example, Crown also taunts, as you know, and Moran here also taunts. So, what happens if both of them proc their taunt, right? So, if both of them proc their taunt, it'll work kind of like the healing mechanic. If everybody's at full HP, the leftmost unit will be the one taunted. So, in this case, if the taunt procs, Crown will be taunted for the enemy, and, I mean, she's going to be taking all the damage, but, I mean, she did around the same damage, though, even with type advantage, I think, right? This looks like it was around the same. And then they just did a little bit less damage, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. Okay, she's looking very interesting. I think the main thing I'm going to be looking for here is just limit testing her defensive capabilities. I might just like do some really shitty teams and see how much she can just tank everything. Anyways, we'll do a boss here. Which one should I do? Whatever, I will decide that in a second. Alright, so I've decided, even though she is electric and she'd have type advantage against Mirror Container, I'm going to do some limit testing on Indivilla. So I'm bringing 0 healing, and we're doing fuck it, we ball here. I'm very curious to see how she'll fare when I throw her into the frying pan. Yeah, what was I saying? I feel like that will push Siren over the edge is the focus fire, man. The focus fire thing is just so broken. Having literally the choice to shoot wherever you want at any point in the fight is just so good. And I mean, Siren also brings to the table a kind of help for like very specific team setups that maybe don't work as well or have like very apparent flaws in just how it's built. So for example, let's say you're running all machine gun teams, you're going to be struggling with burst generation. Obviously, the machine gun like type as a whole is kind of for burst generation. But with Siren on there, she will give everybody like bonus burst generation and should be fine there. The only thing is she's not taunted. Yeah, dude, oh my god though, when she taunts, she just takes no damage and she just heals all of that up with her burst. The only thing, though, is everybody else is gonna die if I don't get this taunt. Hey, no, stop shooting her. Hey, don't shoot my Rappy, bro. Yeah, here we go. Shoot Moran right here. Come on, come on. Shoot Moran. Yeah, I think the only thing she'll technically be susceptible to is being one-shot like the Tia. Tia, once you start getting to, like, very, very high, like, power deficiency stages in, like, the hard mode or whatever, Tia has a tendency to taunt and then get one-shot, which is what I foresee happening to this Moran here, but I have to cover with Rappy because I don't want her to die. Oh, no, she taunted? Okay, nice. As long as Moran is taunted, Rappy can just keep staying alive and we can just sit here and tank everything like the baboon. Yeah, Moran is just tanking everything, dude. Okay. Should I cut? Nah, Grave is fine. Dang, I messed up my rotations, though, like a baboon. Dang it, dang it. Oh, you know what actually would be good? I think the move would be to run her and Nayuta. Actually, let me test this after. So, Nayuta has a part of her... I believe it's her skill. I don't know if it's her burst, but it's where she shares the healing done by, like, herself to the whole team. So, I wonder how that will work with, like, Moran's, if that'll proc on her. I think it's only hers, but... Oh, I think Rappy's definitely gonna die here, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, but gosh darn it, no! Okay, Moran lived so long, though. Come on, come on, let me see her damage. And we're doing no damage to this biddy. Did she raise her defense? Indivilla raises her defense here, right? Oh, here we go, wait. Can we taunt this? Well, hold on. I think we can taunt Indivilla's thingy, right? Or, I forgot if she shoots her things here. Let's see. Okay, Moran's currently taunting. She's taking the beating, but she's just healing all that up. Look at this. Oh, yeah, Moran's taking the beating, but she is healing up. Look at that. Oh, I don't care. I'll face tank everything. Okay. Oh, my God, and she lived that. Wow, that is very impressive. Oh, and she has the invuln thing, correct? Hold on, let me actually quickly take this. Yeah, here we go. She has this thing. The increased defense depending on how much damage she takes. Wow, that is making her stay alive. Holy, she is... Dude, she's still alive! Okay, that's actually crazy, though. Yeah, when you're, like, at 0 HP with her, she raises her defense by a lot. Yeah, the only problem, though, I foresee is her not doing as much damage, but holy defense capabilities. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I played this a bit poorly because, I mean, I had Rappy face tank some stuff that she probably shouldn't have face tanked, but wow, overall, really good showing from Moran. Dude, I can't believe she just face tanked that last stage of Indivilla like a champ. She ate that for breakfast. She did not care. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm gonna go into some hard mode stations and then we'll do something fun after that. It'll be a surprise. Alright, here we are with some hard mode stages. I double checked Nayuta's thing and it just says it equally shares like health regen. I don't know, it doesn't specify if it's her healing that shares with the allies or just like any healing done gets shared with the allies. It's kind of confusing, but I'm gonna try that in the solo raid. But yeah, anyways, what was I saying? I can't believe she just face tanked that end part of Indivilla. Wow, she really lived there. That defense raise was enough for her to live all that, like, one shot. Wow. And I mean, she did have damage reduction as well. How much was it? Let's see. I believe it's like 30%, right? Or is this just by herself? When she bursts, I mean, 35%, right? Let's see. This says 7, but there should be another one here, correct? Oh, what did I say it was called? Oh, fair and square. Yeah, that one, taunt. Yeah, right here. She gets this. And then, who was given this? Damage reduction? Oh, by the cube. Oh, actually, no. I think the damage reduction cube is the move on her. Yeah, this is the damage reduction cube I have on her. Yeah. So she's getting the... Oh, I just had it. Where was it? Oh, I should have checked how much defense she was getting from this. Because it would tell me, right? Let's see. Where was it? It's one of these. Yeah, this defense 3% up for every 1% of HP lost. I think it would have told me the percentage if I checked. Dang it. Dang it. But yeah, 35% damage reduction, and then if you have the cube on, like me, you'd get another 7, and then like when she was one shot at the end of Indivilla, she was getting a lot of defense. Wow, and yeah, she tanked that like a champ. I definitely do think Moran is really good. Definitely one of the best burst ones now. Dang, I can't really check this like weird tech I'm thinking of if I don't take damage though. Oh, I have an idea actually. I have an idea. Alright, I forgot that I left EX stages from the new campaign chapters when I was streaming them. I didn't do them. So hey, I can do them right here. But the cap is 420? Why? Why isn't it just the regular 400? That's weird. I guess they thought it'd be funny. But, let's see if this boss will do enough damage for me to test this crackhead theory I got. Or if anything, this is more of me throwing... Ew, it's Gluttony? This is more of me throwing Moran into the wind and seeing what happens. Let's see. Oh, I think that is Wait, hold on. I think that is how it works. Yeah, hold on. What is she healing from? Snow White was getting hit right there, and she was healing a decent amount. That has to be from the... this one, Hypocrisy. Hold on. Let me triple check this. Okay, so... Yeah, this right here. Activates when memory absorption takes effect. No, not this one. This one right here. Yeah. So, affects all allies and equally share HP recovery for 5 seconds. Okay, so, when that procs for Nayuta and you burst with Moran is gonna heal for the damage she does. So when Moran heals for the damage she does, that healing will be shared by Nayuta to the whole entire team, if that makes sense. That is pretty broken, actually. Okay, I think the combo is probably gonna be Moran and Nayuta. I think that's definitely the move. Oh, the only problem is this kind of sucks. I love having Siren for this fight, so if you don't know... Oh my god, Gluttony got it destroyed. No, I didn't do enough testing. Dang it. If you don't know, when Gluttony does that, you want to make sure all your shots land into that circle, or you're going to be hitting like damage reduction from Gluttony, so it's not going to do as much damage. Dang it. Okay, that's actually huge. Oh, that is actually very interesting that that works like that. Okay, Dude, this team can probably survive so much as long as you don't get one shot. You can probably get one shot because, I mean, because she raises her defense, like, what is it, every couple of seconds, depending on how her thingy is? I mean, it's continuous, though, so, I mean, but how would that count? If she's at 100 HP, and, or I guess like 100% HP, and she takes like a really, really big hit that would 100 to 0 her, would that technically count as like incremental damage? I don't imagine, right? I think that would just be one big hit that wouldn't really take into account her getting bonus defense when she's low HP. So in turn, that will probably one-shot her, but if she gets whittled down, then I mean, she's gonna have so much going for her. Yeah, I get the outpost. I haven't pushed campaign. I know, I'm lazy. I use it for skin showcases, man. I don't want to go too crazy, and then some of the shitter units are just gonna die instantly. Okay, that is a very good showing. However, we're not done. As you know, the Solar Raid is still live. It's about to go away. I'm gonna do my Siren's runs a little bit after this, but let's see. Yeah, 16 hours by the time I'm recording this I have left. So, oh, I can do a mock battle, correct? I believe this should be fine. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's do one team. I'll make this team right here. You can see, guys, see what I'm cooking. I just want to throw caution to the wind and just tank everything like a baboon. Let's see. Do I use Rappy here? I kind of want to use, like, not as good units just so that I can kind of chill and see how things play out. But I don't really want to use my brain. Let's see. You know what? Let's do something funny. Why don't we do this? Screw it. Yeah, that looks fine. Why not? Let's just go into it. Oh, which, by the way, I saw someone clarifying the Solar Raid video. This isn't going to really matter because by the time this video goes up, the Solar Raid is going to be gone. But, hey, hey, I mean, I guess for future references when this gets put into the Solar Museum, or, I mean, I don't know, if you aren't caught up with the campaign, and then eventually you go against this guy in the campaign sessions, and it might be useful, but when he pulls up the double shields and it's really hard to do damage, the move is Pierce. Pierce is the move. If you don't really have Pierce, it's going to have a really hard time breaking all that stuff. But with Pierce, that's kind of your only way to break through that shield. Not this one. This one's the Halo thing, and I mean, Pierce probably will help you with that too, but I can fail this, correct? Yeah, I can fail this. Okay, let me just relax then. I did just do this, but let me just relax. There we go. Okay. Oh, maybe I should have bursted with Alice here, because, I mean, Alice... Oh, yeah, I should have switched them up. Yeah, this right here. You want Pierce to break through this shields right here, or else, I mean, it's just going to be kind of grief. I mean, even still, you definitely need to burst with this. Yeah, let me burst with Alice. So, units like Red Hood, this Rappy Red Hood also has Pierce. I mean, Alice. I think Milk Bunny would probably break this pretty easy. Also, I mean, she will have type advantage against this boss, like Red Hood. So that's probably her go-to options. Oh, wow, yeah, that hurt. Yeah, I definitely think the only thing Moran's susceptible to is getting one shot. Something like that did hurt. But, I mean, we're just healing right here, baby. Is this guy gonna put up his halos? Oh, Rappy instantly broke them. It's so hard for me to actually tell if that's gonna hurt or not, because sometimes when I burst and he puts that thing up, Rappy's empowered like bullet thing just breaks all of them instantly. Yeah, I'm just taking negative damage from this guy. Oh my goodness. I definitely think if you have like... I don't know, actually. I was gonna say if you have like one healer on the team to kind of give everybody else HP. I feel like Nayutsa is just the best option though. She's gonna share any HP gained for Moran to the entire team, so you don't have to worry about anything. Oh, I meant to burst with Alice right there. Whoops. My fault, Alice. Now, I think everything got broken anyways. Yeah, we should be fine. The only thing is though, yeah, I'm not doing as much damage as I would want. And, I mean, that's partly in fact because I'm not using, probably Crown. I mean, Crown support is just way too broken. And, I mean, Siren support is also really, really good. I think Moran's support is a little bit worse because it's based off of the caster's attack. And, as a defender, I mean, Moran's attack isn't the craziest, but... her defensive capabilities are just so good. Let's see, 1.9. We have 10 seconds left. Let's see. We're probably going to get to 2.1 here. Oh, come on, girls. Oh, 2.1 easily, I think. Yeah. Okay, nice. How much did I do regularly? I should have also looked that up. I guess I used a different team, but... Yeah, Rappy did one build by herself. Did she do that much last time? Let me actually double check that. I might as well, I'm here. Okay, no, my Rappy did 1.6. It's because I was wanking her off a little bit more. I had, what's-her-face, Eve here, and then I had the, what's-her-face, the Maid Master here also. So I guess that makes sense, all things considered. I mean, because I was using this interesting setup, she wasn't getting as much help. But, I mean, she was doing damage. I mean, Rappy Red Hood is pretty broken, right? This is more of Moran's. I don't know why I'm glazing her, but... When can you not glaze Rappy, you know? Alright, very, very interesting there. Wow. Okay, very, very good showing by Moran. It's kind of hard for me to decide, though, on which one is better. Now, if you just take everything into consideration, like how they perform in all stages of content, then, I mean, I guess you can definitely say Moran's better, because I think she would be... Would she be the best, like, unit in general for PvP, though? I don't know. I don't know the PvP meta, so, I mean, someone would have to explain it to me, but, I mean, she probably will be the best burst one. Oh, but Jackal makes it so that you can, like, insta-burst, though. Like, at the start of the fight, which, I mean, usually I think how PvP works... I mean, as long as you're very overpowered, right? If you burst before the other team, you're probably gonna mollywop them, right? And I mean, Jackal will let you do that. And the only real way to get around that is to have a Jackal yourself, right? I guess it is hard to determine then if that's the case, but actually, let me go over her details and stuff first before I start yapping about which one's better. So, skill-wise, if you only really want to use her for, like, solo raids and stuff, I think you want to prioritize the skill too, because even at, like, low levels, this will still be 20 seconds. I may be wrong, but I believe this one should be 20 seconds. Does the treasure thingy tell me? Like, at level 1? No. Dang it. Because I have her level 10. No! Dang it, dang it, dang it. They should have a thing where I can, like, subtract the stages of this so I can see how much it gains per level. That'd be interesting. I think the wiki has that, but I mean, I don't remember. Let's see, but yeah, you want to max this out, obviously, because this is where she's going to get the CDR as a burst one, and, you know, CDR is very, very broken, and what you want to prioritize first. And then probably the burst. You are going to be main bursting with her. I mean, she is a burst one. And, I mean, you definitely want to get these buffs off. I don't know if the damage she gains from upgrading this is the craziest, but just the buffs alone, I mean, is worth enough. And then finally, I think it's the skill 1. This one's probably the most useful in PvP, but I mean, as you saw there at the end of Indavilla lowered Moran to like 1 HP. So this procced like a lot of defense, along with the damage reduction she got from bursting, and then I have the damage reduction cube on her, so even more damage reduction. Yeah, 7%. I don't remember how much this is maxed. I think it's 10%? I don't level any cube that's not the blue cubes, if that wasn't obvious, which I also recommend. I mean, all these other cubes are kind of like shitty and very situational, other than the blue cubes that are very, very goated. But yeah, other than that, I mean, just try to max her out as much as you can, I believe. You're definitely going to get a lot of mileage out of her, like Helm's Treasure. So getting that up very, very quickly would be in your best interest. Now, for her overload gear, I don't recommend really going crazy rolling some stuff. If you really care, I mean, probably just elemental attack and like crit rate, crit damage, stuff like that. She's going to burst and have infinite ammo, so like max ammo rolls isn't going to matter too much. And by the way, I mean, I didn't really care about her rolls at all, as you can tell. I got like 1. I have charge speed on this one, and yeah, hit rate defense. Like, I don't really care too much. I think going for this to like pad out her power is probably your best move, and then just focus on getting really, really good rolls for your main attackers like Rappy, Snow White, stuff like that, right? Per usual. But I think that's everything. Cube-wise, I mean, probably the damage reduction. Most of these cubes are probably for PvP. Like, you can get this one if you want. Some of her stats and skills scale off of max HP, so I mean, this will help with those values. Let's see. I mean, she does healing, so like some of these could be nice. The potency healing. But I feel like damage reduction is probably better. Just because you're stacking multiple instances of damage reduction, I think that in the long run is probably going to be more valuable. I don't know, you'd have to test that, or maybe I'd have to test that, but honestly, I don't know how I would test that. Especially because they haven't implemented any, like, testing where I can take hits. Sure, they have the, like, practice tool in the Union or whatever, but, I mean, that's mainly to check your damage, right? But also, that doesn't take into account your overload gear rolls, so, like, it's not even the best and most accurate way of checking that. If anything, I would wish they would make some mode where I can check how much damage I can take. How much I can take as a punching bag this time, not how much the practice tool enemies can, right? But anyways, I think that is everything. Now, let's talk about who is better as a burst one. I definitely think the top dogs are definitely Moran and Siren now. And then probably after that is the next tier is probably like Miranda, Tove. I mean, Litter's in there. Let's see. Probably Rogue as well. I do like her. And then under that, it's like starting with Killer Wife and that. But honestly, I think it is hard to gauge what's better for me, because the main thing that I value is how well they perform in like solo raid content, or like against bossing, or against like campaign chapters. I don't really care too much about PvP, so I'm not going to really say anything about that. Also, I'm not the biggest PvP guy, obviously, but interestingly enough, Moran kind of serves a different purpose because she's mainly like defense orientated. She has a lot of the damage reduction, she has a taunt, she has a healing for herself. So because of that, it kind of makes me not want to use her with Crown because she already has that taunt and some healing. If anything, I probably am going to use her with Nikke now with that like healing combo weird thing I got going on right there. I always thought Nayuta's healing was like because I mean she shares the healing done to the team, but she heals herself not too much. So that in turn makes that heal kind of meh. But like if you're gonna do that combo, that's actually gonna be quite interesting. However, on the flip side, I would say Siren's main usage are for the attack buff and then just regular support. So, I mean, Moran has a same attack buff, but like I said, it kind of scales weirdly because it's based off of Moran's attack stat. And because she's a defender, it's kind of But Siren's is just a flat percent, which is very nice. And that focus fire thing in her skills is just so good. I'm forever going to glaze that. Having the freedom to aim wherever you want for your whole entire team is so good for hidden skill checks if you have trouble breaking them, or focusing on enemies' core because the AI kind of sucks cock. And I mean, being able to do that all outside of burst is so good. The reason why the burst lets you focus fire is I feel like because they know it's really, really good having everybody aim exactly where you want. So I mean, that in itself, I probably will prefer Siren in the end, right, over Moran. But I mean, also the support she brings to a lot of machine gun teams. Machine guns lack a decent amount of burst generation, which I mean, sometimes I offset that with Helm, right? But in general, they do lack burst generation. But Siren comes in clutch with her skill, which gives bonus burst generation based off of how many shots were fired. That doesn't really specifically pertain to machine guns, right? Because I mean, it doesn't specifically say that machine guns themselves are generating all this burst and stuff, right? Like right here, I mean, it says total ammo expended. It doesn't say anything about machine guns, right? But I mean, obviously machine guns are gonna have an easier time proccing this. I mean, my Rappy has like what, 900 shots for crying out loud, so like very easily gonna proc this burst gauge filling. And then I mean, she's just gonna do a fuck ton of damage. This skill right here also gets buffed from machine guns. I mean, ammo dumps, look at this, 500. It does this bubble barrage thingy. That part of her skill is so good, and it's like so tacked on, but it does so much damage in specific scenarios. When you're running like Rappy, you're running Crown. I mean, already 2 machine guns right here that are going to be pumping out bullets, giving Siren that passive and doing a lot of damage. And I mean, I like running Mast as well, so that's 3. So we're talking about Mongo damage. So I mean, as long as you're not running like Sniper and Rocket Launcher, that damage is just going to start adding up, and she's going to hit like a truck. Especially, I mean, if you use her against the Kraken boss, I mean, you know what I'm talking about when she does Mongo damage, right? So it is an interesting argument, though. I can definitely see the argument, though, if you do like Moran a bit better than Siren. But, I mean, personally, it's kind of like whatever you want. It's your preference. Because they do kind of serve as different purposes, but, I mean, I feel like in this game, I do really, really like the burst 1 and 2s that have heal and shield, because they make playing just way smoother. You can just face tank everything. That's why I'm a crowned glazer. You already know me, baby. But I do think having more damage to kill the enemy before they can kill you is probably in the long run a bit better. Obviously, once you start getting to high deficiency power and like hard mode, that doesn't really serve your purpose that much. But for the most part, in like solo raids, as long as the boss isn't like too oppressive, you're not gonna be running into too much issues about them killing you first. Especially recently, they haven't really had a boss that has been like very oppressive in a while. That could change, right? So I mean, maybe I'm gonna eat my words, but for the most part, both of them are very, very good, and you really can't go wrong with either. And I mean, to be honest, if we are talking about like a ease of acquiring, I guess, I mean, you do have to get the treasure, which sucks dick. That takes forever in and of itself, right? But I mean, Moran's just a like regular unit. You can wishlist her. She does appear in the regular shop that you can use your silver tickets on. So, I mean, it's not unrealistic that you can get her up pretty easily, right? But yeah, wow. Moran right here, the GOAT. I'm going to probably use her a lot in the Tetra Tower as well. because, I mean, Rogue did put up some help in there, but, I mean, I think Moran's just going to go crazier for sure in there. But yeah, I think that's everything. Probably, though, still get Helm's treasure first, methinks, just because that burst generation healing, I mean, her as an attacker does Mongo damage, right? But definitely Moran as second, perhaps. And then, I mean, after that, it's just kind of whatever you want. If you want to try to get a shotgun team up, then probably Tove. If you want just a really, really good burst one for like your third or fourth team for the solo raid, then go for Miranda. And who else? Probably like Drake after that. I don't know. It's kind of up to you after that. It's a very long and arduous journey to get a lot of these treasures up, right? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It took like all of my resources that I got from the Solar Raid Museum to get Moran up, so I'm back to catching up on favorite items. Yay! I wonder when the grind will end. Probably never. At least I hope it'll end relatively soon. But yeah, very, very phenomenal showing by Moran. Definitely one of the best burst ones, if not the best burst one. So, you know, I think that is everything from me, though. Let me know what you guys think about Moran's spectacular treasure showing right here. And I'll catch you guys later.